Hey folks, today we're going to be taking a look at a board game called Hop. I want to say Hooop, but it's about frogs hopping. And so Hop is the way that's supposed to be pronounced, I'm pretty sure. In this game you are hopping your little frogs across many lily pads trying to get to the other side. The game is fairly abstract, as you'll see in a second. Let me give you an overview and I'll tell you what I think of this one. Here's what the game looks like set up for 4 players. If you were playing with 2 players, then we would only use 2 of these opposite places for your frogs. And if we were playing with 3, we would actually flip the board over. And there's a different shape on it, sort of a triangular shape, which I'll show you a little bit later. But each player is going to get a little lily pad over here. They're going to put 3 frogs of whatever color they pick on there. Each player has done that. Then each player also has 4 of these special tiles. Everybody has the same ones. And then all of these bridges have been set up between all of the lily pads, okay? And so we pick a start player and we go. The objective of the game is to get all 3 of your frogs to the opposite side of the board. Whoever does that first is the winner. On your turn, you have an option. You have the option of doing a couple of different things. The main thing you'll do is you can pick a frog and move it over a bridge to another pad. If you do that out of here, then this bridge stays put. You can never lose that one. But later on, if you move over a bridge, you would normally remove that bridge from the board. Okay, second option. You can put a bridge that's gone back on the board anywhere you want to. Third option you have is you can play one of these tiles. And the tiles are, after taking your regular turn, either jumping or replacing, you can remove a bridge anywhere on the board and you flip this over, it's gone. This one lets you put 2 bridges out instead of 1. This one lets you move your frog twice. This one lets you move to an adjacent place without there being a bridge connecting them. Alright, and so let's play over a few rounds here. Let's say I'm here, I move, the beginning looks the same for everybody, and then I go again. I can move this frog out now because, and here's one of the clever twists to the game, if you ever land in a space that already has a frog, you need to move the frog that was already there. And so in this case, I would jump in there with another one of my frogs and make this one get out of there. And then remove this bridge. Okay? Blue would probably do something similar. They would do something like that. Red would do something similar. Green is going to be super creative and step to the side. Then I go again, I could jump in here. I could make this one go there. And so on. Now blue could, on their turn, instead of jumping, put out a bridge. Or they could put out a bridge and then remove one with this tile here. Or they could not put out a bridge and instead jump twice with this. Boom, boom. But of course, be aware if you do that, once it's green's turn, they are going to jump in here and shove you over somewhere and start messing with your pieces. But that's pretty much it. These bridges will dwindle, they'll go back up, you'll replace them, all of that. You'll mess with other people, shove them over to the corners where they're less mobile. Once you get your 3 frogs over to the opposite corner, if you're the first one to do it, you win the game. Let me show you what the other side of the board looks like. Here you have the side for 3 players, and on this side the bridge placement would be slightly different because they would connect like so. And so you have these in the center here that have a lot of connections to everything that's a neighboring lily pad. So it makes for a very interesting look, and the idea is each opponent starts at one of these corners you need to get 1 frog to one opponent's corner and 2 frogs to the other corner. It doesn't matter, but you need to split them 2 and 1 or 1 and 2. And that's how the 3-player game works. As you can see, Hop is... I need to stop saying that name. Hop is a really beautifully made game. I think the artwork is very attractive. I think the bits are well made. The frogs are really well made. Solid, rubbery plastic. Good stuff. The game itself is a little... I don't want to say dry because, of course it's dry. It's an abstract game. But it's a little slow also. As you saw there in my overview, the first few turns are sort of a given. They're very similar turns at the beginning. And pretty much everybody typically does the same thing because it's what makes the most sense. Use your frogs to further push your own frogs. Boom, boom, boom. Get out there as quickly as you can. After that, it gets a little bit better, but it's still very, I guess, limited. I move a frog, I put out a plank. You jump a frog, you put out a plank. Haha, I pushed you back. And at the end of the day, it feels like you win by 1 action. So it's a game of inches, which I think is I don't know, it's a little bit hard to feel like you've accomplished something when literally everybody else would have won on their next turn. It just feels like you got picked on less, So, all that to say, I don't think the game's terrible. I think the game's fine. It's an alright game. I give it an average rating. And if it's something that you think perhaps the abstract gamers in your group or in your family would like, or maybe the kids would like it, then I say go ahead and check it out. It's a neat, original, different game, but it's a little slow. It's a little constricted, maybe. It doesn't quite let you spread your wings, And so I can't fully get into it. It doesn't quite let me enjoy it as much as I want to, if that makes sense. Still, an interesting one. Very pretty production. Hop. Check it out.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.